Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm breaking down the one and only trade that I took to make $102 on Tqqq. Now, this was yesterday. Today, it's currently June 5th. Yesterday was June 4th. And what is this? First of all, what is this? So, let me just update you now. I didn't take a trade today at all. I didn't see anything. The only thing that I could have taken, but it was too early in the day for me to take, would have been this setup right here. This huge candle wick, small body, boom. That's a bearish candle because we got rejected. Sellers took over. Could have taken this, drawn it over here, boom. Slapped down to the 2-minute chart. And then we had a candle close inside of it. We kind of chopped around it for a little bit. Market opened, went up here, failed. And then we got a candle close outside of it. You take your entry right there, and then you take it down to these lows from the pre-market. And that would have been the only trade that I saw today. Other than that, okay, I lied. That's not the only trade. I did see one other one. This one was too early to take today. But this one you could have taken on the 15-minute orb strategy. 5, 10, 15, right? This is the 15-minute high. We got a break and a close above. You could have taken this entry here, set stops below this low right here on the 5-minute, and then just taking a 1-to-1. But I didn't like it because we were too close to this high, and I didn't think it was going to continue. We might not continue. We might slowly trend up, whatever. Regardless, I didn't take anything. This trade was too early in the day, and then this trade, I'll be honest, I just wasn't paying attention during this time because look at all this, like, we were going through all this, and I was like, all right, we're probably just not going to do anything. So I don't even want to trade. So I started listening to podcasts, and I just completely ignored this other trade. So anyways, with that being said, we are going over the trade from yesterday. So the trade from yesterday, we had obviously some pretty choppy conditions, right? Choppy conditions, staying within a range. We get a push up in the morning. The sell-off, and as soon as I see that sell-off, look at what it's doing. First of all, we sold off here and we found support and we pushed up. It's literally the same thing, but we didn't get continuation yesterday, unfortunately. But we sold off. We got that nice wick right there, and if we go to the 15-minute time frame, you could draw out this wick, and it's pretty simple. Same thing I did on the last, 2 trades. All we did was wait for some bullishness out of that wick. If I can get over to it. All we did was wait for some bullishness out of that wick. We got some closes above 2-minute EMAs. And then I think on the 5-minute, we actually closed above a fair value gap. Yeah. So fair value gap, this fair value gap right here got inversed by this candle right here. I tried to wait for a little bit of a pullback, entered, but I entered on the 2-minute, and then I was going to try to run a 2-to-1 because we had highs up there to be able to go and take. We didn't end up going and taking those highs. Instead, we stayed within the 15-minute range. So this orange line is the 15-minute high, and this orange line is 15-minute low. So the 15-minute opening range. So within the first 15 minutes, that's the high and low. We stayed within that pretty much the whole rest of the day, which was a joke because I wanted us to go up and hit this target. And so I sold out up here at a 1-to-1 instead of a 2-to-1. And then overnight, we stayed within range, didn't break below. And then we go up and hit this up here would have been, or actually right here, would have been my 2-to-1. So I don't trade hold trades overnight. I try not to because I don't know. Overnight it's always super unpredictable and I just don't want to hold the position. But dude, this is just telling you right now, this strategy works. It works. If you don't think this works, you're probably dumb. So you're telling me that I entered here, and as long as I have a proper stop loss and no shenanigans happens, like a huge candle wick to the downside, that I'm going to be completely fine. So I could have literally just held this, it stayed within the range the whole time, and then boom, 2-to-1 done. Now, the 1-to-1 is fine, cool. But I just wish it would have hit the 2-to-1 within the day, but it didn't. And we don't always get what we want, but it's okay. So that was the trade that I took. It's pretty simple. We had I'll just go over it one more time just to recap. 15-minute shadow supply strategy after we swept lows right here. All these lows, we swept these lows. Boom, we're going straight back to the upside. I'm not taking it if we're not sweeping lows. I'm not taking it if there's not an area of support or resistance, whatever. I'm not taking it in the middle of anything. So let me give you an example of why this doesn't, you can't just be like, oh, there's a shadow supply candle. Let me just take it. Look at this candle right here. The top wick, right? It looks pretty bearish, right? It's saying we're going to move down because sellers took us down, and then the body and the bottom wick are definitely smaller than this top wick. So, hey, let's take this to the downside. No, you can't just take it to the downside. You know why? Because we just swept out these lows. We just swept out these lows. You look at the 15-minute time frame, bouncing off the 200-day moving average. Like, we're in an overall uptrend. Have some common sense when you're using this strategy, and I promise it will get you further than pretty much any other thing you're using right now. Just have some common sense and apply it to any principle. It doesn't even have to be just this strategy. Have some common sense in terms of like, why would the market want to go down right here? There's no reason for it to go down. Why would it want to go down when it just swept lows and we're holding? Just because this candle prints doesn't mean it's bearish. It's especially if we're sweeping lows. So, whatever. I need to chill out, okay? But just use some common sense with this, and I promise it'll work pretty well. So that was a trade from yesterday, and like I said, no trades today. But as you can see, we're probably going to get a slow grind up day, and I'm going to miss out. I'm getting major FOMO right now. I'm be honest. I'm getting major FOMO for not entering this break and retest of the 15-minute orb. But whatever. I'm just going to leave. But yeah, that was a trade from yesterday. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you learned something from this. Hopefully you've been able to apply the strategy and see some results from it. Because it's pretty simple. It's straight to the point. And all you really have to do, you can literally just, I've almost gained enough trust within this to just set stops and leave and not even look at the screen. But to each their own. So thank you guys for watching today's video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. Like this video for more videos like this one. And I will see you guys in the next video.